Have you ever felt a pang of jealousy and wondered why? You know, that feeling in the pit of your stomach when you see your partner talking to someone else, or when your friend lands the promotion you've been working towards? Jealousy is a natural human emotion, but it can be a slippery slope. Left unchecked, it can wreak havoc on your relationships, your self-esteem, and your overall well-being. In this video, we're going to dive deep into the 8 signs of jealousy you absolutely can't ignore. We'll talk about what triggers these feelings, how to recognize them in yourself, and most importantly, what you can do to get a handle on them before they take control of your life. You deserve to live a life free from the grip of jealousy, so let's get started. Now let's talk about why it's so important to address jealousy. This isn't about some feel-good advice. This is about saving yourself a whole lot of pain and heartache. Jealousy is a destructive force. It eats away at the very fabric of your relationships, breeding suspicion, resentment, and mistrust. It can turn a loving partner into a possessive one, a supportive friend into a bitter rival. And it doesn't stop there. Jealousy takes a toll on your mental health too. It fuels anxiety, feeds insecurity, and can even lead to depression. You start questioning your self-worth, comparing yourself to others, and feeling inadequate. It's a vicious cycle that can be tough to break free from. But here's the thing, you don't have to let jealousy control you. Recognizing the signs is the first step towards taking back your power. Once you understand the triggers, you can start to challenge the negative thoughts and behaviors that are driving those jealous feelings. Remember, acknowledging the problem is not about admitting defeat, it's about taking responsibility for your emotional well-being and the health of your relationships. So let's dig a little deeper and explore the 8 common signs of jealousy. Let's face it, folks. Social media can be a minefield for jealousy. It's like looking through a highlight reel of everyone else's seemingly perfect lives, while you're stuck in the editing room of your own. You see your friends jetting off on exotic vacations, colleagues getting promoted, and acquaintances showing off their picture-perfect families. And suddenly, you're hit with a wave of envy. But here's the truth. Social media is a carefully curated illusion. People share the good times, the successes, the moments that make them look good. What you don't see are the struggles, the insecurities, the everyday challenges that everyone faces. Don't fall into the trap of comparing your reality to someone else's carefully constructed online persona. Remember, you're only getting a glimpse, a snapshot of their life. Focus on your own journey, your own goals, and your own definition of success and happiness. And if you find yourself constantly triggered by social media, maybe it's time to take a step back, hit that unfollow button, and focus on connecting with people and experiences in the real world. Sometimes, jealousy isn't just about what's happening in the present. It's rooted in the pain of the past. If you've been betrayed or hurt in a previous relationship, it's completely understandable that you might carry some of those scars with you. Those past experiences can create a sense of insecurity, a fear of being hurt again, that can easily trigger jealous reactions. You might find yourself overanalyzing your current partner's words and actions, looking for any sign of a repeat performance. You might be hypersensitive to any perceived threat, any hint of distance or disinterest. But here's the thing, you can't let the past dictate your present or your future. It's not fair to you or to your current partner to project those old wounds onto a new relationship. If you're struggling with trust issues and jealousy stemming from past trauma, it's crucial to address those wounds head-on. Talk to a therapist, confide in a trusted friend or family member, and most importantly, communicate openly and honestly with your partner about your feelings and fears. Remember, healing takes time. Be patient with yourself, and don't be afraid to seek professional help if you need it. Chapter 4. Trigger 3. Insecurity and low self-esteem. Let's talk about a common culprit behind jealousy insecurity. When you don't feel good about yourself, it's easy to compare yourself to others. You might magnify your flaws and exaggerate others' qualities, especially in relationships. This can lead to seeking constant validation, which is exhausting for everyone. True confidence comes from within. Recognize your value, appreciate your strengths, and accept your flaws. Focus on what makes you unique. Invest in yourself and surround yourself with uplifting people. Remember, you are worthy of love and belonging. Don't let insecurity sabotage your relationships. Chapter 5. Trigger 4. Fear of abandonment. We all have a fundamental need for connection, for belonging. But for some, This need can be so intense that it morphs into a fear of abandonment, a deep-seated anxiety that the people they love will leave them. This fear can be especially potent in romantic relationships, where the stakes feel high and the potential for heartbreak looms large. When you're consumed by the fear of abandonment, even the smallest perceived threat can send you into a tailspin of jealousy. A delayed text message, a canceled date, a partner spending more time with friends, these seemingly innocuous events can trigger intense feelings of insecurity and suspicion. It's like you're constantly on high alert, looking for any sign that your worst fear is about to come true. This hypervigilance can lead to controlling behaviors, constant reassurance seeking, and accusations that push your partner away, ironically fulfilling the very prophecy you're so afraid of. Remember, healthy relationships are built on trust, not control. If you're struggling with a fear of abandonment, it's crucial to address the root of this anxiety. Therapy can be incredibly helpful in exploring those underlying wounds and developing healthier coping mechanisms. Chapter 6. Trigger 5. Lack of communication. You know, folks, communication is the cornerstone of any healthy relationship. When you and your partner aren't on the same page, when you're not openly and honestly sharing your thoughts and feelings, it creates a breeding ground for misunderstandings, resentment, and yes, jealousy. Think about it. If you're not communicating your needs and expectations, how can you expect your partner to meet them? If you're keeping your insecurities bottled up, they're bound to fester and manifest in unhealthy ways, like jealousy and suspicion. Now, I'm not saying you need to have a State of the Union address every night at dinner, but it's essential to create a safe and non-judgmental space where you and your partner can talk openly about your feelings, your fears, and yes, even your jealous moments. Remember, communication is a two-way street. It's not just about expressing yourself. It's also about actively listening to your partner, trying to understand their perspective, and working together to find solutions that work for both of you. Chapter 7. Trigger 6. Unrealistic expectations. Now let's talk about expectations. We all have them, especially when it comes to our relationships. But sometimes those expectations can be so high, so unrealistic, that they set us up for disappointment, frustration, and yes, even jealousy. Look, no one person can be everything to another person. Expecting your partner to fulfill all your needs, to be your best friend, your confidant, your lover, your intellectual equal, your travel buddy, your everything. That's a recipe for disaster. When you place those unrealistic expectations on your partner, you're bound to feel let down at some point. And when you see them connecting with others, sharing interests or activities that don't involve you, it can trigger feelings of jealousy and insecurity. Remember, it's healthy for both you and your partner to have your own lives, your own interests, your own friendships outside of the relationship. Encourage each other's individuality, celebrate each other's passions, and understand that a fulfilling relationship isn't about two people becoming one. It's about two whole individuals choosing to share their lives. Chapter 8. Trigger 7. Personal triggers. Now let's talk about personal triggers. These are the unique and specific experiences, memories, or insecurities that can set off those jealous feelings. They're different for everyone, and they often stem from our past experiences, our attachment styles, and our own individual vulnerabilities. For example, if you grew up with a sibling who was constantly praised for their achievements, you might be particularly sensitive to any perceived comparison in your adult relationships. Or, if you've experienced infidelity in a past relationship, you might be hyper-aware of any signs of secrecy or emotional distance from your current partner. The key to managing these personal triggers is to first identify them. What are the specific situations, behaviors, or even words that tend to set you off? Once you're aware of your triggers, you can start to develop healthier coping mechanisms. This might involve challenging those negative thoughts, reframing the situation, or simply removing yourself from the triggering environment. Remember, knowledge is power. The more you understand your own personal triggers, the better equipped you'll be to navigate those jealous feelings in a healthy and constructive way. Outro: take control of your jealousy. So, there you have it, folks, 8 common signs of jealousy you absolutely can't ignore. From social media envy to past relationship trauma to unrealistic expectations, we've covered a lot of ground today. Remember, jealousy is a normal human emotion, but it doesn't have to control your life. By recognizing the triggers, understanding the root causes, and developing healthier coping mechanisms, You can break free from the grip of jealousy and build stronger, more fulfilling relationships. Now I want to hear from you. What are some of your experiences with jealousy? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to subscribe to my channel for more tips on emotional well-being, relationships, and living your best life. Remember, you deserve to be happy. Don't let jealousy stand in your way.